In the most luxurious neighborhood of the city, a symbol of Alina's undeniable success, she stood by the expansive windows of her penthouse. Gazing over her property with a sense of pride, Alina remembered the countless sleepless nights and sacrifices that had led her to this moment. Wealthy, influential, and respected, she was the portrait of an accomplished woman. Beside her stood Ethan, her husband, appearing to share her satisfaction, though his eyes carried a subtle hint of restlessness that she failed to notice. "Is this what they call paradise on earth?" Ethan asked softly, his voice betraying no emotion. Alina smiled, reaching to hold his hand, her tone warm but measured. "Yes, Ethan. This is everything I've ever dreamed of, and it's only the beginning for us." Alina had built her empire with blood, sweat, and determination. The exhausting dedication to work had been her life's rhythm, a force that propelled her forward even in the face of challenges. Ethan admired this about her in a way, her insatiable drive and discipline. "Tonight, let us go out for dinner," she said with a rare lightness in her tone. "I've reserved that restaurant you love." "You deserve it, Ethan." He smiled, nodding his agreement, but the gesture was fleeting, an absence of true joy. As Alina turned to adjust her earrings in the mirror, Ethan glanced at his reflection, quickly hiding the flicker of disdain in his eyes. Alina, preoccupied with her appearance and her plans for the evening, missed the change in his expression. Alina's world revolved around her business. Deals, contracts, and major decisions consumed her days. She believed Ethan to be the ideal partner, someone to share her life and ambitions. But Ethan was a man of his own desires, younger, charming, and restless. He had married Alina not only for her brilliance but also for the life of comfort and privilege she provided. Later that evening, Alina received a call she couldn't ignore, leaving Ethan alone in the dining room. He watched her retreat with irritation before pulling out his phone. His fingers moved deftly across the screen as he sent a quick message, "It's clear. Meet me now." He tucked the phone away and finished his drink, his face calm, even charming, as Alina returned. For Alina, it was just another one of Ethan's solo outings, nights where he claimed to be meeting an old friend or going for a quiet drink alone. She trusted him, preoccupied as she was with her empire, too consumed by her responsibilities to notice the patterns in his behavior. "Enjoy your evening, Ethan," she said, planting a kiss on his cheek before returning to her work. Ethan smiled, stepping out into the night with purpose. He drove quickly to a dimly lit parking lot just beyond the neighborhood. Waiting for him there was Lucas, Alina's much younger business associate. "Everything's ready?" Ethan asked, his voice low but urgent. Lucas nodded, his arms crossed as he leaned against his car. "She'll be taking the car tomorrow morning for her meeting. It's all set. No one will suspect a thing." Ethan's lips curled into a small smile. "Good. This is our chance. Once she's out of the way, everything she's built will be mine, ours." Lucas's eyes gleamed with anticipation. For both men, the plan was not just about eliminating Alina but also about seizing the empire she had built. Alina trusted Lucas implicitly, relying on him for key decisions in her business. It was that trust that had given him the access he needed to tamper with the brakes of her car, ensuring that the coming accident would appear as a tragic misfortune. "What about after?" Lucas asked cautiously. "We keep it simple. Grieve, of course. But I'll take over immediately. With her gone, everything transfers to me." Unbeknownst to the two conspirators, a street girl named Lila was huddled near the edge of the parking lot, seeking shelter from the cold. She had seen Ethan's car pull in and was curious enough to creep closer, staying hidden in the shadows. As the two men's conversation unfolded, Lila pieced together the plot. She realized that the woman they were targeting must be Alina, a name she had heard before, spoken in awe by passers-by. Lila's mind raced as she tried to decide what to do. She had no family, no home, and no ties. Most people ignored her, and she had learned to survive by staying invisible. Yet she couldn't shake the feeling that she had to do something. The weight of what she'd overheard pressed on her chest. After Ethan and Lucas left, Lila slipped away, determined to find Alina. The next morning, as Alina prepared to leave for her meeting, Lila positioned herself outside the gates of the mansion. She had spent the night pacing and rehearsing her words, unsure of how to approach someone so far removed from her world. When she saw the sleek car pulling out of the driveway, she ran toward it, waving her arms frantically. Alina stopped abruptly, rolling down her window with a mix of irritation and curiosity. "What are you doing here?" she demanded. "I need to talk to you." "It's about your safety," Lila blurted, her voice trembling but urgent. Alina's brow furrowed as she scrutinized the girl. "You have 1 minute. Speak." Lila took a deep breath. "I overheard a conversation last night. Your husband and someone named Lucas, they're planning something. They've tampered with your car. They want it to look like an accident so they can take everything from you." Alina stared at her, disbelief written on her face. "That's ridiculous. My husband would never." "Please," Lila interrupted, her voice breaking. "I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling the truth. Just check the brakes before you leave. If I'm wrong, fine. But if I'm right." Something in the girl's desperation made Alina pause. Against her better judgment, she called for her mechanic to inspect the car. Within minutes, her worst fears were confirmed. The brakes had been tampered with. Alina felt a chill run down her spine as the realization settled in. The man she had trusted most was plotting against her. Turning to Lila, Alina said, "Get in the car. We need to talk." Lila hesitated before climbing into the passenger seat. Alina drove to a secluded location where they could speak freely. As Lila recounted everything she had overheard, Alina's mind raced. The betrayal cut deeply, but it also ignited a fierce resolve within her. "You've done something incredibly brave," Alina said finally. "Now I need your help." The two devised a plan, one that would not only expose Ethan and Lucas but also ensure they paid for their betrayal. Alina began by contacting her lawyer, revising her will to prevent Ethan from inheriting anything in the event of her death under suspicious circumstances. She also arranged for a staged accident to make it appear as though Ethan's plan had succeeded. The next morning, news of Alina's tragic accident spread quickly. Ethan played the role of the grieving widower with aplomb, receiving condolences with a carefully crafted expression of sorrow. Lucas stayed in the background, confident that they had succeeded. Lila, meanwhile, worked quietly with Alina, who was safe in a secure location. Together, they monitored Ethan and Lucas's movements, gathering evidence of their conspiracy. It wasn't long before the two men began to make plans to take control of Alina's assets. At the reading of the will, Ethan and Lucas's expectations were shattered when the lawyer revealed the clause preventing them from inheriting anything. Before they could react, Alina entered the room, alive and well. The shock on their faces was evident. "Surprised to see me?" Alina asked, her voice calm but filled with icy resolve. Ethan stammered, searching for words, while Lucas remained silent.